Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sparsh. Sparsh is a series of online events for classical dance and music with the objective of bringing out healing through art. So, at the end of this event, what we are hoping that you get a sense of peace and tranquility, which is otherwise not so available in this pandemic world. Apart from that, what Sparsh also tries to do is enable artists from across the world to collaborate and to create and to present their creations to you. To you, the audience, I welcome the audience and thank you all for being here. I know that you're here from across the world and across all ages. I think I know that my 3-year-old nephew from India is also watching me and watching the show. So the artists have collaborated and created these events only for this particular event. These are not pre-recorded or pre-created events. This has been created just for you. But who are we to organize this? We are an organization called Arts Without Borders and based out of Cleveland, Ohio. But I think during this time, as you can see, and you can look at the audiences and the artists, we are crossing all borders. But to tell you a little bit more about our organization, just a little bit more, okay? I'm going to invite the president of Arts Without Borders, Antara Datta, to be here with me. Antaradi, if you can please come over. Hi, Antaradi.
Hello, Jessie. How are you doing today?
I am very good, and I am very excited to be here and to be doing what I'm doing. So,
Same here. I'm looking forward to our program that we have. But before we start, I wanted to say a little bit about the organization Arts Without Borders.
yes.
So, Arts Without Borders was established for nurturing, promoting, and disseminating classical performing arts, irrespective of language, ethnicity, and religion. So we started this journey in 2015, and ever since we have brought many eminent artists in Ohio. We've also brought many artists all across the United States to perform in this platform, and we continue to promote budding talents as well. Arts Without Borders continues to work and thrive to make classical performing arts all across the globe thrive and flourish. And in this period of pandemic, when the entire world is gripped with so much pain, we conceptualize the idea of Sparsh, which is healing through creativity. So we stood strong and tried to do this online series in order to bring some hope in the hearts of artists who are without any work, any payment during this period of pandemic where stage shows are not possible at all. So with this thing in mind, I urge you to please donate to this Sparsh Series 2. The last one happened in September, and we were able to raise some funds in order to help those artists. And I would really urge and ask you to please pledge to this cause and help all the artists who are without any work during this period. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Antaradi, for that crisp introduction. Okay, so let's now dive into the show. We have a beautiful array of events curated for you. Okay, 5 things. First, we will have a sitar and a tabla performance. Then we will have number 2 is an Odissi solo dance performance. I will educate you guys a little bit on these art forms as we go along. And then third is a Hindustani solo vocal performance. And then you combine the two a little bit because we like to mix things up. We'll have something called a Jugalbandi, mixing Odissi and Hindustani vocal. And then in the end, we have a very we'll have a conversation with these master artists that we'll be featuring. Their lives are a little, in many ways, they are similar to us, but because their lives are so devoted to art, they're also unique in some ways. So it will be very nice to explore their lives just a little bit. Okay, one important thing I'd like to tell you is that this is a very interactive show. So you can post your comments and your questions in the comment section in the YouTube link on the YouTube page that you're seeing. Tell us if you feel good about a certain event that you're watching or a certain performance that you're watching. If you have any questions, we will take a look at them and we will try and address them in the Q&A session that we have at the very end of the show. So let's go on to the first event, which is the sitar and the tabla together. So we have sitar being conducted or being played by the artist Chandrachur Bhattacharjee. And Chandrachur Bhattacharjee, a little bit about him. He is based in Kolkata, and he started learning the sitar from Sri Devi Prasad Ghosh, and later on started learning the sitar from the maestro Sri Subrata Roy Chaudhary, whom many of you might know. And he's performed across the world playing the sitar, and including for stalwarts like Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra and Pandit Birju Maharaj. Along with Chandrachur Bhattacharya, on the tabla will be Utpal Goshal. Utpal Goshal again is from Kolkata, and he started learning the tabla from Ustad Sabir Khan, and later on he's currently a student of Pandit Shubhankar Banerjee. He has also performed across the world for various events, including for Pandit Birju Maharaj. So that was the introductions. Now I request you, the audience, to take a deep breath, sit back, relax, and let's see what these two artists, all the way from Kolkata, have put together for us. I hope you find some peace in it. Thank you, Chandanda and Utpalda, for that splendid performance. Throughout the show, throughout your performance, I kept thinking, okay, what is this? Is this soulful? Is it peaceful? Is it blissful? Is it euphoric? And then, and I think the audience was equally confused about what term to use. It was a fantastic, spectacular performance. It was simply beautiful. I think the image that came into my head was like the first rain on a parched earth. You brought us so much joy. Thank you so much, Chandanda and Utpalda from Kolkata. Mesmerizing, says Devabrata Thakur. Yes, I know, we can't say enough. This will keep happening. Blissful. Yes, says Manali. Yes, it was a beautiful show. Thank you so much. And now we move to the next set of events. Okay, calm down. The next set of events is, as I promised, we will now have a solo Odissi performance, a solo vocal Hindustani performance, and then we blend the two together in a jugalbandi. Let's talk about the master artists who will be presenting these to us. Okay, so first off, we have Odissi being presented by Dr. Kaustavi Sarkar, who happens to be an assistant professor at the University of North Carolina here in the United States. She is a dancer, she is a choreographer, she's an educator, she's a scholar, everything rolled into one. And she has been practicing and teaching Odissi from 2001 onwards. So just for people who don't know, Odissi is a very ancient classical dance form. According to some, it is possibly the oldest classical dance form in India, dating back to 2nd century BC, right? And it originated from the coastal state of Orissa on the east coast of India. That is all you need to know if you don't know anything about Odissi. Okay, so now back to Kaustavi. Kaustavi also, apart from teaching and doing everything else that I previously said, she also runs a center in India called the Kaustavi Movement Center, which explores feminist and queer motivation in classical arts. Yeah, that's something we'll need to explore later in the program. So with that, I move on to introducing our next speaker, performer, who is Anirban Bhattacharya, who will be our master artist for Hindustani vocal performance. So Anirban Bhattacharya is a pretty prominent personality in India, as far as I've learned. He belongs to the Patiala Gharana of Hindustani classical music. For people who don't know, Gharana means a school of music or a certain style of music, and he belongs to the Patiala Gharana. And he's a senior disciple of Padma Shri, which is a very big award in India, Ajoy Chakraborty. He is a President of India gold and silver medalist in Khayal and Tumri. Okay, what is that? Those are actually genres within Indian classical music, Hindustani vocal music. I think that is all you need to know about that. And he also happens to be a scholar in Rabindra Sangeet, which is songs that were written and composed by Rabindranath Tagore, Nobel laureate from India. So that's a whole universe in itself altogether. So bringing all their talents for you and presenting them here before you are Kaustavi Sarkar and Anirban Bhattacharya. But first off, we'll start with the solo by Kaustavi Sarkar.
Madani 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 ni ni dani sa 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 gare sa ni re sa ni da sa ni da ma ga da ma ga re sa 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 ga ma da madani dani sa Sari sa gare sa ni re sa ni da ma ni da ma ga re sa Sari sa re sa ni sa ni da ma sa ni da ma ga ma ni sa Sari sa re sa ni sa ni da ma sa ni da ma ga ma ni sa Sari sa re sa ni sa ni da ma sa ni da ma ga ma ni sa Sa ga ni sa sa ga ni sa sani da ma ga re sa sa. Sagama gamada madani dani da sa sa. Sani da sa sa ni da ma ni da ma ga re sa sa. Sagama gamada madani da sa sa. Sani da ma ga re sa sa. Sani da ma da ni sa sa sa. Re sa ni da ma da ni. Sani da ma ga ma da. Ni da ma ga re sa sa. Sani da ni sa. Ni da ma da ni. Da ma ga ma da. Ma ga re ga sa. Sa ni da ni sa. Ni da ma da ni. Da ma ga ma da. Ma ga re ga sa. Sa ni da ni sa. Ni da ma da ni. Da ma ga ma da. Ma ga re ga sa. Da ni sa. Ga ma da. Sagama. Dhanisa. Dhanisa. Gamada. Sagama. Dhanisa. Dhanisa. Gamada. Sagama. Dhanisa. Sani. Nida. Dama. Maga. Gare. Resa. Sani. Dama. Maga.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो माता कालिका माता कालिका माता कालिका माता कालिका महाकाल महादानी महाकाल महादानी महाकाल महादानी महाकाल महादानी जगत जननी भवानी 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 माता कालिका माता कालिका माता कालिका माता कालिका जगत जननी भवानी 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 माता कालिका माता कालिका माता महाकाल महादानी जगत जननी भवानी 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 माता कालिका माता कालिका खड्ग मुंड खप्पर कर धरणी कर धरणी कर धरणी असुर दलनी असुर दलनी जन निर्भय करिणी तरण तारिणी भक्त पालिका दया दानी भवानी 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 माता कालिका माता कालिका ददनी मा बसादनी मा बलि ग मर सम बलि ग मनि बजा ग मनि बजा ग मनि बजा माता कालिका ददनी बम बग ग ग ग ग म मरे దని रे सम बलि ग मनि बजा पनि దని नि स ग मनि ग रे नि स बलि म बजा माता कालिका माता कालिका महाकाल महादानी जगत जननी भवानी 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 माता कालिका माता कालिका माता कालिका जगत जननी माता चंडी 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 जगत जननी दुख हरणी जग जन प्रतिपालिनी तेरी करुणा अपार जगत जननी माता चंडी जगत जननी दुख हरणी जग जन प्रतिपालिनी तेरी करुणा अपार जगत जननी माता चंडी जगत जननी जननी माता चंडी जगत जननी माता चंडी जननी माता चंडी दुख हरणी जगत जननी माता चंडी जगत जननी माता चंडी जगत जननी जननी माता जगत जननी जननी जगत प्रतिपालिनी दया तुम्हारी बरनी न जाए दया तुम्हारी बरनी न जाए हे शारदे शुभ दे बर दे हे शारदे शुभ दे बर दे शारदे शुभ दे बर दे करो बेड़ा पार करो बेड़ा पार जगत जननी माता चंडी जगत जननी गमनि बगमरि धनि जगत जननी निनि बनि बम गमनि बगमरि धनि रे नि धनि रे नि रे बग मरि धनि रे जगत जननी pa mama ni ni pa ma ga sa ga ma ba ga ma ni ba ga mama re pa ma ba ni da ni da ni da ni ni pa ma ba ga ma ni ba ga ma re sa jagat janani mata chandi jagat janani mata chandi ma pa ni 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 da ni 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 da ni da ni da ni da ni ni pa ma pa ni da ni da ma ga ma ni da ni ni da ni pa ma pa ni ga ma ni pa ma ga ma ma re sa ni re sa jagat janani mata chandi jagat jagat janani mata chandi janani mata chandi jagat janani dukha harani जग जन प्रतिपालिनी देवी करुणा अपार जगत जननी जगत जननी जगत जननी माता जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी भक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भय हरणि कालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी भक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भय हरणि कालिका मंगल मुद सिद्धि सदनि पर्व सर्वदीश वदनि मंगल मुद सिद्धि सदनि पर्व सर्वदीश वदनि तापति मिर तरुण तरणि किरण मालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी भक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भय हरणि कालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी चरम कर कृपाल शूल सेन धनुष बाण धरणी धरणी दानवदन रण करालिका वरम चरम कर कृपाल शूल सेन धनुष बाण धरणी धरणी दानवदन रण करालिका पूतना पिशाच प्रेत डाकिनी साकिनी समेत पूतना पिशाच प्रेत डाकिनी साकिनी समेत भूत ग्रह बेताल खगर मृगानी जालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी भक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भय हरणि कालिकार जय जय जग जननी देवी जय महेश भामिनी अनेक रूप नामनी सनिधा निधमा धमग मगरे सरे गरे ग मम ग मद मदनि सदनि सदनि स जय महेश भामिनी अनेक रूप नामनी समस्त लोक स्वामिनी हिमशैलवालिका रघुपति पद परम प्रेम तुलसी यहाँ चल नेम रघुपति पद परम प्रेम तुलसी यहाँ चल नेम देहु भई प्रसन्न पाहि प्रणत पालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी भक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भय हरणि कालिकार जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी सर्वमङ्गलमङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते भवानी दयानी भवानी दयानी महावाक्यवाणी महावाक्यवाणी सुर नर मुनि जनमानि सकल बुधदानी भवानी दयानी भवानी जग जननी जग जानी जग जननी जग जानी महिषासुर मर्दिनी जग जननी जग जानी ज्वाला मुखी चंडी अमर पद दानी अमर पद दानी भवानी दयानी महावाक्यवाणी सुर नर मुनि जनमानी सकल बुध दानी भवानी भवानी
That was, to put it in one word, a splendid performance. And to put it in many words, because I can. I'm the master of ceremony, so I can say whatever I want. Just a few comments about what we saw the audience saying about Kaustavi with the Odissi performance. It was perfection to the core, beauty, overwhelming beauty, mesmerizing. Those are some of the comments that people were saying. And personally, I felt like the beauty and glory of the temples in India just tumbling down and overwhelming you completely. I'm not a poet, but I'm very creative, so I'm using this platform to be creative. Okay, so that was about Kaustavi and about Anirban. I think you took the audience to a whole different level, transcended them to a whole different realm, is what I'm hearing and seeing. It was devotional, it was soulful, and I think together, both of you, Anirban and Kaustavi, you were able to create the magic that could heal, which was the objective of the show. So with that, I'm sure I want to talk a little bit more with them, and I'm sure you want to know more about them too. So why don't we bring them here, right? So we have Kaustavi in North Carolina and USA, and Anirban in Calcutta, Kolkata. They have to forgive me for this. It's too new. So, together here with me, and we are going to have a conversation. Are you both ready? Thank you so much for a splendid performance, for all the hard work that you put together individually and together just for this show. I want to remind the audience, and I want to remind the audience that if you have questions of your own, so that I just don't keep asking my own questions, please put in your questions on the YouTube page. So we are very curious. Thank you so much for all your work. And first question is, and I let Kaustavi start the answer first. When we approached you with this concept of healing through Sparsh, what is it that went through your mind first, right? And how did the creative process evolve? And what was the process like for the two of you to work together from two different sides of the world? So let's start with Kaustavi first.
Yeah, thank you, Jessie. Just want to thank Antradi and had a lovely time working with Anirban. Your singing is truly soulful. Healing Sparsh, the Sparsh, I saw the first program with Antaradi and Shupradipta dancing, two of my favorite people. And the dance they brought together was also very soulful, very peaceful. The music was very peaceful, but also their coming together was beautiful in that. So I think we are all going through a very tough time in our lives, and dance for dance's sake, sure, art for art's sake is a possibility. But I feel at this point, dance for healing takes priority. Arts for a larger cause takes center stage. So yeah, I reached out and Anirban shared a bunch of songs that I could choose from, and the one that he sang on his own voice, and I was like, yes, I'm doing this, and it was very peaceful and calming, and so yeah. I'll say more about my creative process later, but I'll let Anirban speak.
Yes, Anirbanda, go ahead.
Yes. So music is meditative in a way, and it helps us meditate as well. So in this tough time when we are all stuck at home, uh, I took this time to like reflect on what we actually do and what's the purpose of the everyday riyaz and practice and what we do. So that has also, I think, made me a different person. So when Antara Didi proposed about this concert, I thought that this timing can be nicely fitted into the biggest festival that we have in India, Durga Puja and Kali Puja and Diwali, the festival of lights. And as we all want to bring lights to all the people around the world, I thought, why not invoke the Matri Shakti, the power of the mother, and celebrate motherhood. So all my compositions, I have tried to sing. These are khayal and bhajans, but they are essentially raga-based compositions. But the lyrics are all devoted to either to Mata Chandi or Mata Kalika or Dayani Bhavani. So all are related to Matri Shakti. So that was my thought process for this concert.
Understood. Understood. We have a question here from somebody called Odyssey for Life. Is this rendition based on a raga? Which one? And it was really melodious and heart touching. So I think they're asking which
Yes,
raga it
all
was.
of Yeah, so all of the compositions were based on rags, and especially Bhavani Dayani is a Bhairavi based bhajan
Okay.
made immortal by several artists who have sung them.
Got it. Okay. Anything you want to add about what you discovered when you both started working together? Like something new. Okay, let's go start with Kaustavi first. Or Anirbanda.
Yes.
Okay. You started already talking. Go ahead.
No, no, actually, both of us has a lot of things to talk about because we share our memories from our college days. And Kaustav used to dance, and I used to sing. Not the same way, but our exchange process and thinking process were very similar, even in those days, because we were given a concept at the last moment before a concert, before a certain college function, and then we had to just perform on the spot or impromptu, and we had performed in several occasions on that basis only. But for this, we had a lot of time, and we have also matured because it's about 15 years back in our college days. So it's a very different experience and different kind of realization altogether. I think Kostavi will also agree to that, and yeah, what do you
Yeah,
say?
I'll just reminisce that you, me, and Antara. I think all three of us are failed economists. So
Yes.
yes, just to bring that in the picture, why leave her from the game? I was thinking
Yeah.
also of this hand gesture of Pallava Hasta. With this whole idea of Sparsh and the Matri and the goddess, and sometimes we use in mudras. In dance, we use mudras, pataka. Then we use shithila pataka, little soft, and then pallava hasta, and then full blossom is ala padma. And the various forms of pataka, shithila, and pallava are sort of associated with the divine goddess and the various aspects of her
Yeah.
giving and so I was actually playing with this idea of blossoming and Pallava Hasta. So that was my thought process in this. And the softness of the music and the vocals also demanded me to not do full on Ala Padma, right? Not the but the soft gestures. So that was my thought. Yeah.
Okay, motherhood, devotion, softness of gestures, all these things are coming together for this particular performance. That is, the objective is healing. And one interesting tidbit for the audience, Kaustavi mentioned that briefly, but Kaustavidi, Anirbanda, and Antara Datta, the president of our organization, they're all economics grads. So if you want to pursue a career in the arts, start with economics. It will really drive you towards the arts, is my message. I didn't know that. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. And then what's your way is a good question. What's your way to cope with stress during this time? Let's start with Anirbanda first. How do you cope with stress?
To cope with, yeah, so interestingly, I'm also based in Delhi, and I work there. And presently, I'm doing my research, and I'm finishing off my PhD. So a lot of my friends called me up and said, "Oh, this is the biggest time for you because you are all alone at home, and you'll just finish writing your thesis." But things doesn't happen that way, because it becomes even more stressful that you can't distress yourself. And then uh, in the beginning, we were doing a lot of lot of concerts, lot of online concerts, and then I started realizing that if we also, it is important to do online concerts. Yes, it is important, but if we do too much, then it is also not a very good thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't have a very good message to everybody, because every day you are being visible on the media, and you are doing something and performing something. So then I slowly stopped that, and I focused more on my practice, and then kind of tried to channelize my energies to my research. And now I can see that at least there has been a great deal of progress in the time, because we are already 8 months through during this pandemic and this lockdown and whatnot. And I'm seeing some good things that are coming up in my research and also my performances. And at right at this moment, this Sparsh happened. So it was a good way to channelize our energies. And I think to distress, I think when I get stressed about studies, I do my music, and when I when I get stressed about my music, I shift to my studies. So it's a very both way kind of switch that happens for me.
Oh, that's sad to know. I thought if you had arts, you didn't have to deal with studies. Now you're telling me the other thing. Okay, we'll get to Kaustavi just now. I just want to make note of this special request from an audience member who are truly mesmerized by the performance of all the artists. Request to Anirban sing a line of the song Antara Darko. We will do that at the end, hopefully, right, Anirbanda? You can do that at the end of this conversation?
Yes,
Yeah. Noted,
yes,
Ananya. All right.
absolutely.
Let's continue with our question to Kaustavidi. Okay. De-stress.
De-stress. Okay, I maybe I knew that this question was coming, so I wrote a little cheat sheet. So it's my one word answer is yoga. I took to yoga like nobody's business. So every day I wake up at 4 nowadays, and I do yoga, pranayam, meditation, and like I have this, and that has been helpful. That has kept me sane. That has kept me happy. That has kept me. I think yoga is the most grounding exercise, because every day you can lose your balance. Every single day, no matter what you did the previous day, every single day you come back to your yoga mat and you can fall down. That perfect half moon that you do, the Chandra is gone, right? So I think it just tells you that you can't take anything for granted. So yoga has been the most humbling exercise for me, and the only way that I have stayed sane through this process. Yes, and also finding connections of yoga with dance. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Very good to know. There is a lot of hard work involved, people behind the beautiful performances that you saw, including getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So, Okay, so I have just one last question to both of you, and if you can very, very briefly, this is something very unique I had noticed about your profiles, and would like to educate the audience a little bit, like in a very, very brief manner, before we move on to that last rendition by Anirbanda. The question to you, Kaustavi, is, can you tell us very briefly about the Kaustavi Movement Center that you have in India, the objective?
So I'm interested in thinking about feminist consciousness, right? The Me Too movement has come up, but yet there are abuses of power. So the feminist consciousness is important, but not in a liberal sort of imposition to our Guru Shishya Parampara. I think there has to be more of a dialogue, more of a conversation. So my work, my objective is to think through ground up, not top down, ground up dialogical ways of having multiple conversations across Indian classical dance and arts in general.
Okay, thank you. That was very nice to know.
Great.
And question to you, Anirbanda. You are pursuing, you are an ethnomusicologist. What is that and why is that?
Okay. So ethnomusicology is something that I studied. I started studying 10 years back, and ethnomusicology basically studies the cultural links and the societal links with the musical performance and actually the making of the music. So that was my search, and that way I entered into the world of sociology, and now I'm doing a PhD in sociology. So basically, I'm doing anthropology of music.
Okay. And why? What is your
Yeah.
motivation? I mean,
So see, as a musician, I always I was always mesmerized by the musical performances. But what went behind the performances? Why did certain people do certain things, and why did certain people perform certain things? These questions were always unanswered, and I started my research searching those questions and seeking answers to those questions. And I think ethnomusicology and then anthropology of music helped me in a way to understand the world much better.
thank you. Thank you, both of you, for an enlightening conversation. I'm sure, I mean, if we had an hour, we could talk, right?
Yeah.
But we have to keep track of the conscious of our audience's time. But this audience is really demanding also. We have another request from somebody called Shubhamita Basu. One more request to Anirban to sing one line of Rabindra Sangeet Prano Bhuriye. So we have two requests to you, Anirbanda, and I think after that we can. So why don't you sing it for us right now while all three of us are on the screen?
Yes.
The two requests. Do you remember
Sure.
the older
So-
one? Yes. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Anirbanda. Oh, did something happen?
I think he's stuck.
Well, at least he's frozen smiling.
Yeah, right? It's
That
a
never-
perfect.
Okay, I hope he comes back. If not, we have two people in the audience who are very disappointed. I will ask Anirbanta to personally get back to them, Ananya and Shubhamita. Okay, I'm very sorry this didn't happen. Anirbanta will call you and sing to you over the phone. Okay, with that, I thank you so much, Anirbanda and Kaustavi, for this beautiful everything, this conversation, the performances, and I hope we work with you in some other form very soon. Thank you so much. Okay, so with that, we come to the almost end of the show, I'd like to thank this audience for being there, for being so supportive, for being patient, and for actually indulging us here by being part of this process. You know, it takes effort to appreciate something like this. You need to sit down, calm down, and nobody's calm these days. So it takes effort to become calm, but hopefully music is helping you. And thank you for people across the world, people in India. It's getting very late in India, but thank you so much for watching. And let's see. I think I had a message at the end. This is me being poetic. Oh, my guests are still here. Thank you so much, Anirban and Kaustavi. Anirban, would you like to sing those two songs for the audience now that you're back? Oh, I was
Yes,
almost going
yes.
to say my goodbye, but go ahead. Your goodbye, yeah, your songs will be better. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll start off with the first request, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll end with the Tagore song.
Okay.
সারানিশি জাগি আছো যার লাগি তারি আশার সময় যে হলো অন্তরদ্বার খোলো গো খোলো অন্তরদ্বার অন্তরদ্বার অন্তরদ্বার
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then,
And the next song?
yeah.
আরো 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 এই নয়নে প্রভু ঢালো আরো 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 এই নয়নে প্রভু ঢালো সুরে সুরে বাঁশি পুরে তুমি আরো 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 দাও স্থান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ ভরিয়ে তৃষা হরিয়ে মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ তব ভুবনী তব ভবনী মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ ভরিয়ে তৃষা হরিয়ে মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ
Thank you so much, Anirbanda. I think it was a gift for me. I'm particularly fond of Rabindra Sangeet, and I think that request was somehow made for me without me knowing about it. So, thank you so much for that absolutely beautiful end of this show. And with that, I would like to say goodbye to our two artists and then goodbye to the audience. There are very few things in life that are perfect. I think art is close to perfection, or it always tries to be close to perfection, so maybe we should latch on to it as much as possible. I hope this show brought you some kind of peace and some kind of healing. Times are tough, but I think we can be tougher. So with that, I invite Antradi back to the stage to say the final vote of thanks. Antradi, how are you feeling?
Oh, I am totally speechless. I am really, it brought tears to my eyes. I am transported, transcended to a different world. And Jesse, I've been thinking like, what will the world be without music and dance?
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to thank everyone, our audience first, for coming and supporting this Sparsh that we had conceptualized 2 months ago. And would love to thank some of the people who have worked behind the scenes. Onnesha Mukherjee, our video editor, and Phantos Media for digital design and interactive live streaming, and a beautiful master of the ceremony, Jeslin Jacob. What would we do without you? And then first going on to our artist team, my wonderful brothers and sister in the extended art family that I have been so closely associated with. I would like to thank Chandrachur Bhattacharya on sitar, and Utpal Goshal on tabla, Kaustavi Sarkar on dance, and Anirban Bhattacharya vocal. It was amazing and mesmerizing performance today. And last but not the least is my team, without whom, this organization wouldn't have been able to do anything. So my dedicated team, I would like to thank our Vice President, Shushmita Sadhana, Shubhamita Basu, Secretary, Monali Mazumdar, Secretary, Marketing Advisor Jeslin Jacob, and Arthi Rathi, our Treasurer. So you are the pillars behind the success of this organization. Your hard work and dedication has always inspired me. I steer the committee based on your inspiration, your support all the time. And we have grown so much. We started as a small organization, and now we are expanding into the state of Washington very soon. So thank you very much for your hard work and efforts. And with this, I would like to present a trustee of the organization, Sanjay Sadhana.
My dear friends, patrons of Arts Without Borders, I am Sanjay Sadhana, a trustee of this non-profit organization. In these very difficult times of the COVID pandemic, Arts Without Borders wanted to offer a healing touch to the minority artists in financial distress and to the communities in deep need of connection, healing, and for hope. Ms. Antara Datta, who is the founder president of Arts Without Borders, took on this initiative, Sparsh, Healing Through Creativity, a Sanskrit word meaning touch. Ms. Datta intended to highlight at least 2 musicians and 2 master artists, a dancer or a singer, via YouTube episodes. Each artist will have the opportunity to perform either solo or as a duet, showcasing their art forms with at least one segment where more than one artist performs simultaneously. Ms. Datta believes conversation can uplift the minds and wanted to offer Sparsh as a platform for dialogue between eminent artists so that they can share their pain and happiness alike with the audience. The first episode on YouTube of Sparsh was a 1 hour 15 minutes held on September 19, 2020. The 2 master artists, first was Ms. Antara Datta herself, who is a Kathak dancer, and Brida Datta, who is an Odissi dancer, was supported by 2 extremely talented musicians from India, Vanraj Shastri on Sarangi and Vishal Vigla on Tabla. The show was a big success and reached over 400 viewers in less than 48 hours. We raised over $900 in donations through online shows, which was to 5 minority artists and organizations in India who happened to be in desperate need. Overall, we spent about $1,500. The success of Sparsh event has given us the encouragement to organize more such shows to help artists at no cost to the audience. We are planning 5 other episodes of Sparsh and hope you will continue your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjay ji. Finally, I would like to close and requesting and making a final request to everyone to please make a donation to our website, www.theartswithoutborders.org, and help us support many artists who are in distress. And we might be like a small drop in this ocean, but with all of your support, we can really make a difference in the lives of the artists, and we can help to illuminate their lives. Thank you very much. Namaste.